Why is Alfred Hitchcock often called the greatest director? Thanks to BFI and Picture House, UK cinemas are currently flooded with the wealth of Alfred Hitchcock screenings. Hitchcock's films seem to cross all boundaries in terms of audience. The fact that his films are still very well known and popular after many years says a lot about Hitchcock's directing skills. Underneath these exciting visuals and story often lies analysis of ideas and beliefs. Born in London, Hitchcock first broke into silent films. The first of his own films, The Pleasure Garden, was shot in Germany at the height of Expressionism. And throughout his career, he liked strange camera angles, dramatic shadows, weird juxtapositions, and unexpected visuals. More than almost any other filmmaker, all aspects of Hitchcock's work have been dissected, analysed, and read through in detail, presenting a wealth of theories on how his films work and the mechanisms behind the art. Most of his movies have stood the test of time and are considered to be masterpieces. He is remembered by other filmmakers for he inspired them to be passionate about their work, and by people around the world for entertaining and his thrilling stories.
Life is more sensational. I would say that how does one describe drama? Drama is life with the dull bits cut out.
Known as the master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock was one of the most famous film directors of the 20th century. He directed more than 50 feature-length films from the 1920s to the 1970s. From famous films such as Psycho in 1960 or The Birds in 1963 to lesser-known titles from his earlier career such as Spellbound and Shadow of a Doubt, present that perfect blend of popularist entertainment and out-of-the-ordinary ideas. But why is he said to be the greatest director? Well, firstly, before any of the filming was to take place, the actors were very important. The great stars dropped everything to work for Hitchcock. James Stewart and Cary Grant made 4 of his films with him. Others such as Grace Kelly, Paul Newman appeared in his pictures. He liked to use a big star. One of his quotes, he said, because you can leave out the first reel, which establishes the character, the audience already knows him.
The problem one always has with actors is coping with their ego, but they have to have the ego and they have to be ultra sensitive, otherwise they wouldn't be able to do what is asked of them.
Secondly, was his choice in music. He selected high-pitched, shrieking music, which is mostly played in minor keys. This promotes the audience to become very terrified, as the shrieking symbolises screaming. By choosing such dramatic and emotional music, he has created such gripping films, his most famous example of this being Psycho, of course. Another reason making Hitchcock the greatest director is that the camera should take on human qualities and roam around the room, playfully looking for something specific or suspicious in a room. This allows the audience to feel like they are involved in uncovering the story. Scenes can often begin by panning the room, slowly close-ups of objects that explain plot elements. For Hitchcock, emotion is the ultimate goal of each of his scenes in his films. The first consideration of where to put the camera should involve knowing what emotion you want the audience to experience at that particular time. Emotion comes directly from the actor's eyes. You can control the intensity of emotion by placing the camera close or far away from the eyes. Hitchcock used this theory of proximity to plan out each of his scenes. These variations are ways of controlling the audience and how they feel intense or relaxation. Hitchcock compared this to a composer writing a music score, except instead of playing instruments, he was playing the audience. And finally, he keeps the murder mostly off the screen. Hitchcock implants in the mind of the audience that something violent is going to happen with the editing and the camera shots, letting them use their imagination of how the murder actually looks without seeing it.